Guys, this is like the fourth time I have tried to record this video because I end up going on like a ranty monologue that is fueled by my strong dislike for Fudds. So, for those of you who dislike Fudds as much as I do, you know what I'm talking about. What I want to talk to you about today is the viability of a 6.5 Creedmoor as a deer round. And dare I say, my favorite deer round. And I'll give you my reasons why. It's not based on what's new, hot, and trendy. It's actually based on practicality and experience. And I want to send a strong message to all of you grumpy old boomer Fudds. As time goes on and technology gets better, bullet design and calibers and rifles get better too. It's not always the case that the old ways were the best ways. Sometimes technology can make the world easier and better. And I would strongly encourage you to try out something new because there's lots of cool bullets that you can use. So anyway, I have two reasons why I think 6.5 Creedmoor should be your deer rifle caliber of choice over things like a 308 and a 270. Reason number one, it is extremely soft recoiling and it has terminal ballistics that are beyond adequate for medium-sized game out to about 500 yards, depending on the load and your barrel length. Of course, you can change that drastically by getting too short of a barrel and too light of a round, and that will limit your distance quite a bit if you want to take game ethically. But the same is the case for 308. So that's my argument. It's similar to 308 ballistically, actually superior to 308 in longer distances. Otherwise, very comparable. I think technically 308 transfers more energy out to about 400 yards with a similar barrel length. But beyond 400, 6.5 takes over as the more efficient and deadly cartridge. I might be off by 100 yards there in either direction, but you guys get what I'm saying. It carries energy further because of the bullet design and the speed. By the way, I love 308, so me saying this comparison does not mean I think 308's a bad round. I actually think it's phenomenal. It's my number 2 pick if you could only buy one deer rifle behind 6.5 Creedmoor. The second reason why I believe 6.5 Creedmoor is the superior and best choice for a whitetail round, or hell, even up to a mule deer, is because it's a great target round. I have a bone to pick with all of you hunters who claim that you have shot game out to 400 or 500 yards, but yet you've never been out to a range and gotten the data for your rifle before. Like, I just don't believe you. I think that you're a liar and you've never done that before because you just have never done that before. I don't believe you. Because people that shoot longer distances have experience and time and preparation, and they dial those rifles in. And I have just met too many hunters that claim that they shoot elk out at 400 or 500 yards that can't shoot a 1 MOA group with any rifle, much less their super lightweight canyon rifle they're carrying up into the outback with a $4,500 guided hunt. I don't believe you. So maybe there's some of you who never shoot and y'all can just shoot 1 MOA because God made you that talented, but like probably not. So 6.5 Creedmoor is an easy round to train with. It's extremely accurate. Most rifles are pretty accurate that are chambered in it, even cheaper guns. You're going to find a whole lot of sub-minute guns out there for under $600-700. Bolt guns, obviously. It's just a great round, and if you can practice with it because it's affordable and has a lot of versatility and is soft shooting, then you're going to be good with it. Like, I am 100% confident in engaging game out to 450 yards with this Savage Axis 2. And the reason why is because I take for granted the amount of distance that I've shot with this gun. I've got almost 1,000 rounds. Maybe I have 1,000 rounds on it by now, but I've been shooting the hell out of this gun for 3 years. Ever since I had a really terrible hunt where I missed a shot at 250 yards because I sucked. And so I made it my mission to never miss a whitetail again. My friends made fun of me relentlessly because I deserved it, because I sucked. And I brought a 7mm Magnum to a whitetail hunt and I missed twice. So never again. And I went on the journey of learning how to shoot precision rifle and extreme long range. And on that journey, I discovered that 6.5 should be your round of choice. Now, I have a caveat. If you could only have one round to shoot all game in the United States and in Canada, I'd probably pick a 6.5 PRC actually. I don't own one because I'm not really into elk hunting or moose hunting or big game hunting. I bet I could get into it. I bet I'd like it, but in general, that's just not my thing. I live in Texas, right? There's a lot of big racks on small deer here, and so 6.5 Creedmoor is significantly more practical. I've also shot a big pig at like 385 yards or so with this gun. I shot it right through the head intentionally because it's very easy to shoot at 385 yards with the 6.5 Creedmoor if you know what you're doing. I've got a great optic on here for the money. It's cheap. The glass is fine. It dials accurately. This gun shoots close to a half minute. The barrel heats too fast, but it'll shoot 3-shot and 4-shot groups in under a minute to 3/4 all day long. So not very hard to shoot that well if you put in the time and you learn how ballistics work. Also, one thing I do find fascinating and also kind of sad is I personally believe that there's really not any reason for you to buy a 243 anymore unless it's just nostalgic for you, because the 6.5 Creedmoor has very similar recoil to a 243. However, it is superior ballistically. So that's my hot take. I don't know why hunters hate Creedmoor and PRC cartridges so much, because when they say stuff like that, it just makes me think that they don't shoot that much. And the irony too is that if you like a modern cartridge, apparently that means that you hate old Fudd cartridges. I don't. I love 30-06. Thing's a howitzer. But the only gun I have chambered in it is my M1 Grand because it's awesome. And bolt gun 30-06s are not that awesome. They have a ton of recoil and they're not that efficient. And there's other better stuff. It's not even cheap. 7mm Magnum, good round. 270 is probably, in my opinion, the GOAT of old school rounds. Like, if you're just a 270 guy, like, I get it. That's a good bullet. I'd still rather have a 6.5 PRC, but 270 is pretty rad. Still efficient. Also, all the hate for 6.5 Creedmoor doesn't make sense because the original 6.5 Creedmoor was 6.5 Swede. It's basically the same damn thing, and y'all, all Fudds, think the 6.5 Creed is like the greatest round of World War II, which you also probably don't know. It's older than that, but anyway, if you like 6.5 Swede, you should like 6.5 Creedmoor even better. It's just a modern version of it that's a little more efficient. They're both cool bullets, though. Stop being stuck in your ways. Quit being an old grumpy boomer Fudd. You're just acting like Tim Waltz. Stop it. That's gay.